because the sound between the ballad sections and the parenthetical sections is very different. And I think, in fact, you can relate it to ideas that you have. Most English departments around the nation have gone towards emphasizing literary theory. We've taken an opposite tact. Rather than approaching literature through a theoretical lens, which to me creates too much of an abstraction, and there's too much of a temptation to interject your own politics and foist it upon time periods when those politics didn't even exist. What we do is we try to examine literature as an art form.
The sound is so, like, it's reminding me of like the old world and the old South and everything, and then the parenthetical is so like T.S. Eliot.
We feel that then students come away with not just a picture of how literature relates to the present, which is important, but you can't have an accurate picture of literature as it relates to the present if what you haven't understood is what the work was in its time and place. Because if you don't understand that, you're reacting to a figment of your imagination.
I love the English department. There's not one regret I have about studying English. I'm so happy I met the people I have met through the English department, from my peers to the professors. They're all so interesting and wonderful, and I just value the relationships I built within the department, I think, the most out of anything.
You don't really need to have the Heidegger and Foucault. You can leave that, or just as supplementary. I've always had a passion for English, but I really developed an academic interest in it when I took time off from college and started reading a lot. I just consumed like massive amounts of fiction. I really wanted to pursue that in an academic setting.
Senior seminar, honestly, so far it's one of my favorite classes I've ever taken. Dr. Suarez is so awesome.
The big thing that you want to do is be using, you don't want to be comparing the philosophy with the literature so much as using maybe concepts that you garner from the philosophy to open up the literature, because your focus wants to be the poem. I have the same students for 2 semesters. I have them all year. The level of discussion, we're a month into the semester, in the seminar has been so outstanding that I look at these students and I think when I was their age, I was nowhere close. They're so much more sophisticated.
The reflection on water is such a good image for me doing time and identity, because it's both a river for time and a reflection for identity.
So my seminar is on William Faulkner and Robert Penn Warren, and I'm so amazed at how much I wound up loving American literature. Again, we've only read about 2 books so far, but it's like this entire different universe that we've been opened up to, and I think it's really, really awesome.
The poem's called The Ballad of Billy Potts, but it's not a ballad per se. Like, there's parts of it that are ballad form, and then there aren't. So like, is that Warren trying to make a comment on how like it could be called a ballad, but it really isn't? So what is identity? Do you have an identity?
You're really engaging with the professor and you get to actively participate.
A ballad form is full of motion. You know, it's telling a story. You tend to have a lot of hard rhymes, a lot of playful rhymes.
And he's talking about a train and the sound of breathing, and those are both very things that have like steady sounds, right? A lot of those times I come out of those seminars and I just feel really energized. It might have been a 2.5-hour one and you'd expect your brain just to be frazzled, but you're excited.
I love my classmates. We've just become very, very close. We had our first English Society meeting a few weeks ago, and we were reading Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, and like 7 freshman English majors came, and we were all just so excited, and like we all now know each other, and we're like friends on Facebook. So like the bonds that you make are so, like, it just happens so quickly, and I think it's because we're such a small department of individuals dedicated to literature and people that really have a passion about learning.